Okay, today, not only do I want to talk about um, the concept of the Trojan horse, but I'm going to talk about the concept of the Trojan horse. If you remember that old story, I didn't look it up, I didn't brush up on it, but long story short, um, to besiege and take over a walled city. I believe it was the Trojans built as a gift for their enemy a huge wooden horse. And I guess they went to their enemy. I don't know who it was. But might have been the Trojans. It was the Greeks that did this, I think. Bear with me. Woke up one day and said, hey, Trojans, I know that we don't get along and we've been going at it. We've been killing each other and we really don't like each other. But I woke up this morning and I thought that I'd build you this horse. Isn't it fabulous? It's huge. Look at it. And look at all you know how long it took? I mean, I was sitting there thinking, why are we doing this? You know, why are we killing each other? What are we doing war for anyways? Why can't we all just make amends? Bury the hatchet. So I got to work on this big horse, and I want you to have it. Now I can't, and they take it. They take it in. Now I can't remember exactly how. I think they relied on good faith and sportsmanship so as to like not have it searched. But of course there was Greeks in there or whatever that came out in the middle of the night and burned and killed everybody. It's like, hi, are we in? Okay. Well, let's get them. Bunch of dummies. So that's the idea, is that you give a gift to your enemy and you play on conciliatory peacemaking, but really it's like the bubonic plague or a Trojan horse. Why am I bringing this up? Because I don't do IT like a lot of you folks do. I don't do the apps. I'm not into all the different apps, and I don't have to have them. I don't want them. But every now and then, I'd find myself needing a product for an app. I need a video player, let's say. And I'll go to the App Store, whichever device that I have is in whatever store. I'll go to the store and I'll look up video player. And there's a bunch of different, 6, 7, 8 different video players, and you look on it and you say, okay, I guess I'll try this one, and it goes, wait a minute. This app is requesting permissions to access this, however many permissions that it wants. And I'm looking at the video player, and in the past, I'm sure everybody's done this. You download the video player and it sucks. It stinks. It's the product is terrible. You can't do anything with it. Like, there's no options. Half the time you can't even find your file. To where these apps are just big Trojan horses. It's like the video player is not the product, because the video player stinks. It doesn't work the way you want it to, or like any sane person would develop a video player software. Okay, no, it's the permissions. That's the real product. It's the Trojan horse. Okay. Now this really bothers me, because I can't stand it when people try to rely on my good graces. Like what's that quote from Gone with the Wind? I've always relied on the kindness of strangers. Well, not me. And I want to find out who's responsible for putting all these permissions into these apps that barely work properly. I want to know who they are. There's probably millions of them. I want to know all of them. They're all going to prison for the rest of their lives. They're all going to get life sentences, and they're going to go to prison forever, because that's about the most lenient sentence that I can come up with is hard labor in Leavenworth for life. No, really, what I want to do is I want to find these people who are responsible for making these calls on what kind of permissions their app's supposed to get, and I want to be able to identify them, and so that I can walk up to them and kick them so hard in the leg that their leg breaks, their ligaments and their bones break in their leg. And when they look at me and they say, "Why have you done this?" I said, "Well, what I'll say is I'll say I downloaded your video player, and one of the permissions that the video player needed was to allow me to kick you in the leg. You know, it's because they wouldn't like that. Well, I downloaded an app of yours, and there were so many permissions I didn't realize that I had granted you the permission to get punched right in the nose and have your nose broken. Isn't that amazing? There's no way they're getting out of this, you know. And I have dialed down and dumbened up and not used a large swath of IT products. I think they're bullshit. You know, the Bible talks about devices and how men rely, ungodly men, worldly men, will rely on mechanisms, like machinations and devices. Excuse me, devices to further their agenda. But these devices are always evil. The devices that man and the machinations that man creates in order to further, you know, prove that he's master of the world and that he has dominion over the world and the animals and the plants. These devices are never good. And I think we've gotten to a point where it's absurd and somebody needs to have the shit kicked out of them. So I guess we're doing Google. We're taking on IT. You know, nobody ever, when they say, "Oh, we're suing somebody," when I hear that like Google's getting sued, the antitrust, they're going to trust bust Google. It's like, I don't believe it. I'm not going to believe that until I personally am in on that trust busting. Okay? Not until I am personally invited to take part in an investigation or an operation to shut that app crap down with their permissions. As far as I'm concerned, this is war. And I had a good Halloween. I hope you did too. You know, I want to say keep it real, but I would only be saying that for you guys. It's not really something that I say. And then I realized that I don't even know who you are, and you might not say keep it real either. So if I was to say, hey, keep it real, I'd be saying something I don't say to somebody who doesn't say it either, and it would be meaningless. It would be rendered meaningless. But keep it real. And, you know, bye-bye.